Hey viewers, welcome to another Games Casual Pro Gamer. Today we're doing, another semi-final match, IEM Kiev. It is Moscow 5 versus SK Gaming, Game 2. And these are the teams, and we will be starting in the match in a few seconds. Oh, there we go, we see the SK team in blue, the Moscow 5 team in purple. Moscow 5 once again gets Shyvana as a jungler. I'm surprised by that. I didn't see the picks and bans, but I would expect after they got owned so hard by Shyvana that SK Gaming would, ban her immediately. But anyway, the SK Gaming team is invading the jungle through the top brush, going for what seems to be the red buff. I'm not sure if they're actually going to steal it or if they just want to catch Shyvana off guard. And they might actually be getting Shyvana. Come on, camera, dude! Almost too late to catch this. Oh, they missed the dark binding and Shyvana gets out. Okay. That is a shame. Yeah, the cameraman... Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, how are you focusing on just a random champion in the river if you almost have a confrontation there of a whole team against the jungler? But anyway, we see the same strategy from the Moscow 5 team, only this time they're going to get the raids from the enemy plus the red buff. And yeah, this is such a strong strategy. Come on, how do you do this? Once again, getting the red buff really early on, and yeah, once again going to go home and come back in with maybe some new items. And it seems that Soraka now is the one to pick off the last two minions there to make sure that red buff does respawn. And there is Gangplank coming in. He will have missed some minions, at least probably. It seemed that he still had all his minions there, and I don't think he missed a complete wave. So it is indeed a very, very strong strategy, going for the red buff so early on when you know that the enemy jungler, in this case Udyr, has to go for the blue buff first, because otherwise he cannot jungle properly. But yeah, the enemy team should have known this was going to happen. They haven't gotten a buff all game last game, except for the first blue buff. And one that Rammus stole with his smite. But yeah, other than that, they got nothing. Oh, and they got one red buff on Irelia that she actually got to keep for the full duration. So yeah, by losing so much, it is incredible. And the pink ward is a really, really smart idea here. The pink ward in the bottom brush, because this way Taric can hide in the bottom brush, the jungler can hide in the bottom brush. Without being spotted, they know there is no ward there. So by doing this, you are able to hide someone in that bush without the opponents knowing. And you know that they cannot see you, because, well, there is a pink ward there. So you know there is no ward from the opponents there. And yeah, they did place a ward in the brush there. I'm not sure why in that brush, but yeah, there might be a reason for it. Anyway, most of Moscow's team seems to be the same. They did change positions on the Gangplank. Gangplank is now top instead of bottom lane. Shyvana is still the jungler, which was the main part of their strategy. And now they have Ryze and Taric for stuns and snares, which makes the team even more powerful. Misfortune, yeah, I'm not sure about that pick. The advantage is that her Make It Rain spell doesn't trigger the spell shield. Only the double up will, and the double up has virtually no what's it called, animation. So it's very, very hard to block. Actually, it's impossible to block. You have to push it and just be lucky. So basically, that might be why they picked it, or they picked her. There are other champions as well. The worst against Sivir, in my opinion, would be Caitlyn. Especially Caitlyn Taric, because Taric has a stun that can also easily be blocked. And yeah, they're going to pick stun. They're going to pick Taric not so much for the stun on Sivir. They're going to pick him for the armor plus heal in the early game, and the stun later on in the game. Nice stun going off there, because well, if you're really close, then there is nothing you can do about that with your spell shield, because you cannot see it coming. It doesn't have a casting animation; it has a travel animation. And therefore, if you're really close, the travel animation will be too short for you to put up the spell shield. And Sivir would have needed to put up the spell shields in advance. By the way, yeah, you saw it, so I didn't comment on it right away. The first blood went to Gangplank there in top lane. And yeah, he has been dominating the lane, it seems. He's 41 versus 22. So yeah, he is completely dominating there. He has 100% more minions, so double the minions basically. And Renekton will not be able to recover from this all game, because if he gets dominated early game, there is just nothing he can do. He can pick up some minions here for free, but yeah, the moment he pushes the lane, he will get owned by the jungler, and if he doesn't push the lane, Gangplank is just going to do this, just going to run in, do the damage, and yeah, look at that, that's 50% health from one attack. And Gangplank doesn't care about the damage from the minions at this point. He has the, he started off with cloth armor, just like last game, by the way. And are they going to steal a blue buff here this early on? So 3 champions here, and yeah, they do have a ward in the bush, so they know that nobody's going to come close, and they get an easy blue buff. Second time Renekton dies here, Udyr almost dies, and yeah, what are you going to do against this if you have such a strong counter jungler on the enemy team? Udyr cannot stop her. He cannot even run in. You could see that if he, it's not just the Shyvana that's there. You have to make sure that you can run in against the mid laner, top laner plus jungler. And in this case, yeah, that was definitely not the case. So the spell shields from Sivir timed out, and immediately she gets stunned, and she takes a lot of damage from the misfortune. That is the big disadvantage of having the spell shield. Yeah, of course Taric knows that his stun will be up before the spell shield will be up, so he immediately stuns her again. It doesn't result in anything, but still it is a good deal. Nice heal there on Misfortune, but Misfortune still needs to go home, because the heals on on Soraka are way better than the heals from Taric. So Sivir is going to stay alive, and yeah, she is going to stay alive longer than Misfortune will. But the utility that Taric brings to the table is well worth the lack of healing, or well, the reduction of healing, I guess. Yeah, Taric not one of the best healers in the game, especially without any AP. And yeah, who the hell builds AP Taric? But yeah, he is just so useful for the stuns and the armor buff. The armor buff, my personal favorite, because it reduces the incoming damage, and therefore you don't have to heal that much. Taric already picking off a pink ward there, and they placed a ward in the bottom brush to make sure that they can see the enemies from the bottom coming. They have 4 wards out to get this dragon, but it is well worth it because that's all gold from the support. And yeah, this dragon is going to give gold to everyone. So they get an early dragon at 10 minutes. It's not super early. I mean, the earliest dragon we saw was 4.5 minutes by Team Dignitas this tournament. And yeah, 10 minutes is still pretty early. So it means that you are able to, yeah, spell shield going off, catching the double up, because you can see it traveling, only you have to, well, you have to know that it's coming. And then if you can see it coming, then there is time to press the spell shield. The problem is, with the stun still in the lane, yeah, even though you didn't take damage from that, you are going to get stunned if you come too close. Renekton once again getting harassed out of the lane, and let's see the score at this moment. 50 for Renekton and 79 for Gangplank. So Gangplank still has a nice lead, a 30 minion lead, which is amazing. It's not the 100% lead anymore, but it is still a good deal. Oh, Rice stealing the big raid there. Excellent play. The big raid is the only one that gives a lot of gold. So it gives around 50 gold normally. Where the small ones, they only give like 5 gold each. So Rice still getting the better out of that deal. Also, because he gets the big raid, he gets the heal. There is a small amount of heal on the big raid, the big wolf, and the big golem. The big golem from the double golems. And yeah, that makes that he can... oh, nice catching the stun there. And yeah, it is a big advantage of getting those little things from your opponent, because otherwise Morgana would have gotten that 50 gold. So basically it's 100 gold difference from the situation if he didn't do that. Otherwise Morgana would have gotten that, and that would be suboptimal. So already at the blue buff they know it's going to come up right this second, and they just wanted to have some time to clear out the wards and to make sure that the enemy doesn't catch them at it. Obviously they are going to get this easily because they can see the enemies, they know where they are, and blue buff's already gone, guys. So another timer goes down, and yeah, I think this is going to be, yeah, another kill obviously. I think this is going to be one of those sad matches where, and there goes the timer, because they still had 1 minion left. Blue buff going to Shyvana here once again, which means that they just have the other blue buff to give to their mid laner, which is Rice. I think this is going to be one of those matches where, well, the what are they called? SK Gaming are not going to get anything done, so they're going to get like 1 kill. Oh, and this is the 1 kill. I think this is going to be it. They haven't been grouping up enough, not in this match, not in the last match, and keep in mind I didn't see this match yet, so it might be completely different. They might make a great comeback, but it seems they haven't done anything to counteract the strategy that Moscow 5 has. So Renekton trying to get all of these minions and not doing so. Yeah, Gangplank now in the wrong side of the turret, trying to get the whole minion wave before it actually stops for, or well, kills his minion wave. Which means that Renekton gets to free farm a little bit as well. And Udyr coming in to assist the Renekton, but yeah, it's not going to matter. And here's the enemy jungler coming in to do some damage. Another missed snare, and of course the snares are really hard to get against this kind of a team. They know you have a snare, and therefore they're going to walk in a different way than they would normally do. They kind of expect you to throw it at them, and they're going to make sure that you don't hit it. I have no idea why they didn't go for Gangplank, but yeah, okay, they want to get the turrets, and oh, they're backing off. Okay, that's fine. At least they're all still alive. But they didn't go in for Gangplank. I think he already used his race morale and just was able to get out of that because of that. Anyway, we see another blue steel here. Oh no, not blue steel. Never mind. They're on the other team now. We see a blue pickup from Rice, who, as I said, will get their own blue and be able to dominate the mid lane with his blue. And is he going to get the kill here? No, he will not. Nice heal from Soraka, preventing the actual kill. We'll already see an Oracle's Elixir on Shyvana. Because Shyvana, well, she didn't die a whole lot last game, and she's not going to die a whole lot this game, it seems, because SK Gaming just doesn't have any prepared strategies against someone who is this aggressive. They are not warding more than in last game. They're not engaging in the fights when where they could. And yeah, here you see the power of Rice. Rice just dominating this this fight on his own. Just took out 3 champions. He didn't kill them, but still they couldn't fight anymore. So they're going to get a free dragon here. And some nice damage going off on the Morgana. And Rice already has Banshee's Veil, which makes it even harder for Morgana to fight against him. He also has the Tear of the Goddess, but that's one of the early items you get, because you need to charge it up by casting 250 spells. Then it goes to his max, but yeah, it has a something like 3-second cooldown. And with the 3-second cooldown, it's pretty hard to cast 250 spells, because it will take you at least 750 seconds. And that is a long, long time. So anyhow, the top lane still being dominated by Gangplank, who is now up 130 to 83. So is again at almost 100% extra minions, so almost double the minions, and that is amazing because Renekton, although he's very strong, he also can farm pretty well, but he's not strong enough to withstand the constant Qs from Gangplank, and especially because Gangplank had red early on. He started off with red buff, so. Yeah, that is going to be even harder to deal with, because in those 3 minutes he gets from that red buff, or I don't know if it's 3 minutes or something less, but I think it's 3 minutes. In the 3 minutes you get from red buff, you have an amazing amount of damage coming to you, an amazing amount of harassment, and he just couldn't handle that. So the spell shield on Sivir going off and not catching anything this time, but because the spell shield was up, she wasn't getting stunned or the double up wasn't used. So there is still a big advantage to using it. By the way, if you have spell shield plus Banshee's Veil up, both of them will trigger. And if you have the spell shield up, but and 2 spells hit you at virtually the same time, it will cancel out both spells. The first one is, in my opinion, a bug. The second one is definitely a bug. I mean, if you have 2 shields up, it should only trigger the one that's going to time out first. So in this case, the spell shield, and it should not trigger the Banshee's Veil. And if you have 2 spells coming in at virtually the same time, because they're never exactly at the same time, you're going to only, or you should only, counter the first one and not the second one. Of course, there are multiple things that are wrong with the spell shield. You also should be able to avoid a complete spell. So if you, for example, spell shield the bouncing thing from, let's say a boomerang blade, because I actually know the name of that. I wanted to say the bouncy spell from Fiddlesticks. It goes exactly in the same direction. You should not only be able to absorb the first hit, but you should be able to absorb all the hits. Or better yet, the spell should in fact be cancelled. If you have a targeted spell like that, at the moment it hits your spell shield, it should absorb the spell, and the spell should not bounce any further. Same goes for double up, for example. If you get hit by double up, the spell shouldn't bounce further. And there are plenty more spells where it should work like that. But for example, the spell shield doesn't work against the I think it's the silence from Fiddlesticks, because he will just bounce on your spell shield, and then after that the spell shield is broken, so the second bounce will still silence you, which is not the way that's supposed to happen. It's supposed to be a skill-based spell. So if you're very good with spell shield, you should have a big advantage by using it. And in these kind of circumstances, it doesn't have any advantage. Even if you're very skilled, you cannot stop two spells from hitting it right after each other. Well, the same spell from hitting it twice, I guess. So there you saw a nice spell shield from Sivir as absorbing the Q from Rice, and that's exactly what the spell shield should be used for. And it should not depend on on double bounces and stuff like that. But I'm sure at some point they will change the spell to actually do what it's supposed to do. And they will change the fact that spell shield and Banshee's Veil should work separately. But for now, it is kind of annoying if you play Sivir. Anyhow, I'm sorry for that rant. No, I'm really not sorry, because there's not a whole lot to talk about for the rest. Top lane is getting killed here again, using his ultimate to try to get out of it, but yeah, the enemy team is just going to take some tower shots and be fine with that. I mean, look at that. Gangplank is not even at half health. He's still at about 60% health. Shyvana did take some damage, but yeah, well, Shyvana wasn't damaged by the turret. Maybe in the beginning a little bit. And they are going to get a kill here on the panda that eats candy. No, the Sivir. But yeah, played by Candy Panda, obviously. So, and yeah, Moscow 5 just, well, if you're going to be top or mid, then we're going to take out your bottom turret. Of course, this is one of the big advantages of playing Miss Fortune. She is really quick. She has the strut or something as her innate ability. And with that, you can walk around the map really quickly as long as you don't get hit by any damage. And yeah, split pushing would be exactly that. I mean, you normally don't take any damage until you well, get caught, and well, the obvious thing is you're not going to get caught because, well, the whole enemy team is somewhere else, because otherwise you're not split pushing, or you're not doing it properly anyway. So again, the blue buff being stolen here, at least I'm assuming it is being stolen. It was stolen. Yeah, losing 2 guys there, 3 guys here to the attempts to engage, and yeah, SK is not going to be happy about this. They just lost so much in this, and they're going to lose another one. So, everyone dying except for Soraka, and yeah, it seems that the Gangplank indeed does have the blue buff now, so not sure if it was stolen by the jungler, so by the Udyr, but oh no, he still has Smite up, so probably not stolen. But yeah, the SK team engaged in the wrong spot. They didn't have vision, or not enough vision, on the enemy team, and yeah, got completely owned here. I don't even think that Sivir was in that fight. And yeah, there was a 4v4 fight, but the Moscow team is way more powerful at this moment. And they did get a Baron out of that. So, good deal. 12k gold ahead. And Misfortune is going to get a red buff. In the meantime, Gangplank is just going to destroy the top turrets, going to push the lane there a little bit. And Renekton is going to come up to him and say hi, but yeah, he's not going to be able to do anything. I mean, he hasn't been able to do anything at all this game. And yeah, how is he supposed to stop this Gangplank now? He's completely farmed, he has Baron buff, and there is no turret to defend, so yeah, Gangplank is going to dominate there. Anyway, yeah, everyone just relaxed in the Moscow 5 team. I'm pretty sure they know they've won this, and they are still going to have to play well, but they're not going to have to concentrate very hard anymore. Gangplank just trying to catch this Renekton while he's farming, but Renekton too afraid to try anything here. And now it's a 2v1 situation with multiple guys coming in, and he is actually going to run the other way. So Morgana in the completely wrong spot now, and in the meantime Moscow 5 is going to enter the base through the middle, and there you go. No problem. Gangplank just running out, going to destroy this turret, because by engaging in the middle, the team, so the enemy team, has to let go of that Gangplank. Obviously, they weren't going to catch him anyway, because he was joining up with his team immediately after he turned left at the turret. And yeah, they're going to take out the second turret as well. There's nothing the enemy team can do about it, and this might already be the end, depending on how many kills they get here. They get one at least. One is not enough. There goes the second, and Morgana having an ultimate, but that's not going to be enough. Two guys getting snared, but yeah, she just dies. Nobody's even low. Oh wow. Misfortune just 1v1ing the Sivir, I think it was. Or no, it wasn't the Sivir, it was the Soraka. While taking turret shots all the time, and a heal coming her way. I don't know who healed her, whether it was Tarek or just a normal heal. Anyway, the surrender now, and a complete domination from the Moscow 5 team. That was just amazing play, and that was exactly what we expected from them after after the previous matches. They have been playing so well, and they have practiced quite a lot, it seems, and yeah, they definitely have their own style. The counter jungling, really aggressive style is, well, really something we haven't seen before, and I hope we will see much more of it, because it's way nicer to watch. It is much more fun to watch a team that has all these jungle invades and all these kind of really fun things you can see, than a team that's going to farm up and only fight in well, basically after the laning phase. Because this team, they fight all the time. They start fighting at level 1 because they're going to steal your red buff and they're going to steal your raids, and then after you discovered that there's no red buff, yeah, they're going to steal your blue buff. And yeah, we haven't seen Shyvana gank at all, and I guess that's the strength this team has. They don't stick to the regular way to play this game. They just look at this game and say, well, you can play it in this normal way, the way that it has always been played, but why not play it in a way that nobody expects? And we're going to pick Shyvana and just completely dominate the jungle, and by doing so, we're not allowing your jungler to come in for any ganks. And even if you get like one gank off, I'm going to steal your buffs because of that. I'm going to steal everything from your jungle. And that is exactly what they did. They changed the meta game. They took what is normal and said, well, we can do better, and just did something completely different there. I really liked it. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you next time. GG.